What's your name?
Adrian Badea.
Adrian. Where you from, Adrian?
Sorry?
Where are you from? Where do you live?
Crewe.
Crewe?
Yes.
What are you doing down here then?
Visiting just.
Visiting? Who are you visiting?
No, in the city.
Visiting the city?
Yes.
Okay. Is today your first day down here, or have you been?
No, I've been here around 6, 5, 7, 8 days.
Okay. And where are you staying at the moment?
In the car.
In the car?
Yes.
And guys, in this next news story, drug supplies were discovered in the shoe of a dealer from Crewe who tried to convince Tunbridge Wells officers he was simply visiting the town for a quiet little holiday. Adrian Badea claimed he made the 223-mile journey from his home to sightseeing towns across the southeast of England, look at the architecture and just admire what Great Britain has to offer. However, a search revealed he was actually operating as a dealer for an organised crime group. Patrols from the town's neighbourhood task force approached Badea's vehicle on the 23rd of March 2023 as it was parked in the Fountains Retail Park. The black BMW had been linked to suspicious activity and Badea was in the driver's seat. After telling officers his plans for day trips and holidays to discover new towns and cities, suspicions were further raised when Badea let slip he had no accommodation and slept in his car. He was detained for a search and 6 bags of coke were seized from his shoes. Weed and £130 in cash was also recovered. Badea, who's 27, of Crewe, was charged with possession of Class A with intent to supply, possessing Class B and driving without insurance, and he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 2 years and 4 months in prison.
What's your name?
Adrian Badea.
Adrian. Where you from, Adrian?
Sorry?
Where are you from? Where do you live?
Crewe.
Crewe?
Yes.
What are you doing down here then?
Visiting just.
Visiting? Who are you visiting?
No, in the city.
Visiting the city?
Yes.
Okay. Is today your first day down here, or have you been?
No, I've been here around 6, 5, 7, 8 days.
Okay. And where are you staying at the moment?
In the car.
In the car?
Yes.
You're living in the car?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what's brought you down here?
Sorry?
What's brought you to visit Tunbridge Wells?
Yes, Tunbridge Wells and all around, and the sea, all the cities around what's here.
All right, I'm going to detain you under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, okay? Because this vehicle's been seen in suspicious circumstances previously. We suspect that you and the vehicle might be involved in drug supply, okay? So just take your arm out of the thing. I'm just going to put some take your arm out of this. So I'm going to detain you, leave that there. I'm going to search you and the vehicle for any drugs, okay?
Is that your phone?
You do? Yeah. What have you got?
Cocaine and weed.
Cocaine and weed, and where is that? You're under arrest on suspicion of possession with intent to supply, Class A. Okay, alright. So you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Do not mention when questioned, subject to later relying in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Sergeant Ed Kavanagh said, "It's always pleasing to hear from genuine tourists who are keen to visit and enjoy the many delights of Tunbridge Wells, enjoy themselves and have a look at what wonderful things we have to offer." Sadly, we looked at Badea and we realised he wasn't one of them. Checks to his phone showed he was being directed by a third party to multiple locations across Kent to deal drugs. The device included postcode locations from users to have coke delivered to their doorsteps. He said this sentence is just the latest in several recent successful convictions of dealers who have tried to target Tunbridge Wells. It again illustrates just how effective our officers are in identifying offenders, many of whom are travelling with other areas of the country and wrongly assuming we are a soft touch. So guys, this is a new story coming in. Absolute madness, guys. Guys, in this next news story, a man from Leicester who initially claimed his partner's injuries were caused by falling has been convicted of a murder. Tanjeet Riaz, also known as Tanjeet Chagga, was found with extensive trauma to her face as well as multiple broken ribs when she was found unresponsive at the home address of Raj Sid Para. When emergency services were called to the house in Thurnaby Lodge on the afternoon of Monday the 6th of May, Sid Para told paramedics the facial injuries she'd sustained were a result of Tanjeet being drunk and falling over a number of times. During the extensive police investigation, detectives were able to show Tanjeet's injuries were caused deliberately by the 50-year-old after a night out at a party. In October, Sid Parra admitted causing the injuries but denied intending to kill Tanjeet or cause a serious harm due to being drunk at the time of the attack. He also claimed that due to his excessive and frequent drinking, he suffered from alcohol dependence, a recognised medical condition, and because of this, he had been unable to remember what had happened. During the trial, both claims were disproved, and Leicester Crown Court, Sid Parra was found guilty of murder. So I'm going to come to the sentencing in a moment. So, in the hours leading up to the attack, through examination of CCTV, detectives pieced together the movements of the 44-year-old victim and the defendants. The couple, who had been in a relationship for around 5 months, had attended an event at a venue in Leicester, arriving shortly before 8:30 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of May. They spent several hours drinking and socialising before leaving at around 11 o'clock, and it was clear from the CCTV footage that Tanjeet had no bruising or injuries to her face at the time of leaving the party. When they returned to the home, the couple continued drinking with people from a neighbouring property. When officers carried out house-to-house inquiries in the days that followed the incident, they were told by a local resident that two people believed to be the victim and defendant had been arguing in the streets at around 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday the 6th of May. The man was reported to have been shouting and being verbally aggressive towards the woman while walking in the direction of his home address. Although the exact time of the attack on Tanjeet is unclear, it is believed to have happened in the early hours of the morning. The ambulance service was called to the address around 12 hours after the argument in the street, by which point Tanjeet was already dead, may she rest in peace, being declared deceased at 1:22 in the afternoon. Forensic examinations of the property showed the attack had taken place in the bedroom with patches of blood identified on multiple surfaces. Also located in the bedroom were a pair of Sid Parra's trainers which had blood on top of the shoe and the soles. It is believed he was wearing these at the time of the incident. The injuries and bruising to Tanjeet's face were consistent with her being kicked and stamped on. As the investigation progressed, Sid Parra maintained not being involved in Tanjeet's death, and during a police interview, he provided a written statement which began with a sentence. As the investigation progressed, Sid Parra maintained not being involved in Tanjeet's death, and during a police interview, he provided a written statement which began with the sentence, "I have not caused the death of Tanjeet Chagga." The month before the trial began, he admitted manslaughter, but due to the strength of the evidence presented, he has been now found guilty of murder. Detective Inspector Emma Matz from the East Midlands Special Operations Unit was the senior investigating officer. She said Tanjeet was subjected to a violent and vicious attack at the hands of her partner, which sadly led to her death. Even after committing the crime, Sid Parra did not call emergency services for a number of hours, and throughout the initial investigation continued to maintain that some of Tanjeet's injuries are caused from her falling over whilst drunk.